Kindly subscribe to the channel CAT2IM by Manoj Mahajan so that you don't miss out the XAT Most Expected QA question series. You may expect direct or similar question in the XAT paper. This is part 2. Make sure that you watch the part 1 if you have not done yet. So the first 5 questions I've done in the part 1. So once you go through that video, you would surely enjoy the solution to each of the questions which I have kept in the part 1. Same, I'll be looking at the part 2 and the other part in this series. So if you look the question number 6 over here, those who have appeared for CAT 2025 slot 1, this question was there. And why I have picked up this question over here for the XAT, because in the XAT also similar problem has been there in the past, but that problem was in the term of story. 3 truck drivers, Amar, Akbar, Anthony. So some story was given. Ultimately, you had to make equations and find out some solution in the similar way what we are looking at the problem over here. So I did such a question in the CAT 2M class also before this question appeared in the CAT 2025 slot 1. So of course you can answer this question with the maths also, and engineers do prefer doing that. I'm also engineer, but I'll be telling you the super trick shortcut so that you can answer such question with ease in any of the exam it appears. So if you look over here, what is given to us is a simple equation in 3 variables out here, a minus 6b plus 6c is equal to what? 4. What is further given to us? 6a plus 3b minus 3c is equal to 50. Now what is known to us is that ABC are real numbers and they're asking the value of the expression 2a plus 3b minus 3c. Now look at the options out here. The answer is fixed to this problem, and you can understand over here that we have just 2 equations and 3 variables. And if we look at a number of solution to this, when ABC are real numbers, it would be infinite. But just understand the logic that out of that infinite solutions, right? Still the answer to the expression over here given is fixed. So what we can do smartly is pick up one of the solution out of that infinite solutions. So how we can do that? You can randomly choose a variable of your choice, A, B, or C, and you can put any value of your choice. I generally put the value of the variable as 0 when I'm going to pick up one of the variables out here. And you can put for any one, either A, B, or C. Let me put it for B over here. So let's see if I can calculate the answer. So if B is 0, let's say. Not necessary that you put B as 0. You can put the other variable also as 0 or maybe some other value, right? So that is completely up to you. At least people who are not good at, they should definitely look at the solution. Even I would say that people who are actually good at should also solve the same way, right? So I'm engineer, but I do try doing such things in the exam. So in the XAT QA section, I've scored 99.98 percentile. So that's huge. So that guidance I'm giving you over here. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel and do like, comment and share also with the XAT aspirants if you love the solution and the questions out here. So what is coming out? A plus 6c is 4. And what do I have over here? 6a minus 3c is equal to 50. So let's calculate now the value of A and C, because 2 equations and 2 unknowns we have over here, keeping B as 0 out here. So what I'm doing is, let's say I subtract, this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So let me multiply this with 6 and I can subtract from 1 the equation number 2. So let's say if I do it, this becomes what? 6a, this becomes what? 36, and this becomes what? 24. Now I said subtract 2 from 1, so let's do that. So what do I get over here is, this is 39c, this is how much? We got minus 36, right? So what is C coming out? Minus 2 by 3. Okay. Now you can calculate with any of these equations the value of a. So I'm using the first one. It was what? A plus 6c equal to 4, right? So when you put c as minus 2 by 3, at least everyone can do this in the exam hall. So what do I get? This is how much? Minus 4, and going the other ways over here. So a becomes 8. So I got a as 8. One of the solution I picked up. B we have assumed as 0, and c was coming out to be minus 2 by 3. So let's calculate this value. So what do I get? Let's say 2a. So 2 into 8. This is what I'm calculating. And what is this part? This is 3 into 0. Minus 3 into minus 2 by 3. Remember that, right? So what do I get? This 16. This is what? 0. And this is what? 2. So ultimately I got 18. Now look, we are able to answer the question with ease. So of course there is a mathematical way out. I do that method also in my CAT 2M class. But over here the idea is that if such a question does appear in any exam, you can apply this trick shortcut which I have taught you right now. It's absolutely a wonderful method. And if you love the entire video, please do like, comment, and share with these aspirants. So please, I have come to the channel to share my uh, experience with all of you, and I want that you should be able to do well in the Quant and the DI section of the XAT paper. Let's move to the next one out here. So this is the actual XAT paper question only. So it's a set theory problem. I generally use a logical way out, the magical monkey method. I would suggest that you spend some time with the question and then you look forward to the solution out here. So what I do is in the logical way, let's understand out here. So we have 85% people playing carom. So let me assume that there are 85 toffees of, let's say, one type. So you could name also, right? Okay. So I'm just teaching you a super way out. 80% play basketball, they're saying. So let's say 80 toffees are there of the second type. Then we have what 75 play cricket. So let's say there are 75 toffee of the third type. We can keep the names also, right? And 70% play football. So let's say 70 is of the fourth type. So these are the type of the toffees what we have over here, right? Now, you may find this method to be a little difficult in the beginning because you may be doing it for the first time, but students who have done the classes with me, or if they know this logical way, they would be able to answer such questions with ease in any exam, including the XAT paper. So what we are going to do is, see, the percentage they're asking who play all four games. So what I'm looking at, we have, let's say, uh, in terms of percentage, it would be what 100% the students in the XLRI if I talk about. So let me put the numbers out here 1, 2, 3, and so on till 100, let's say. So what I'm doing out here is just let's first calculate the total toffees what we have, right? So if you add this 5 plus 5, that is what 0 and 1 carry forward. 8 and 8, 16, and 1, what 17. 17 and 7, I get 24, and 7, 31. So 310 toffees I have, right? So it's a very logical way. So what we are going to do is when we looked at minimum percentage of students who play all four games. So it is basically, if I convert into the logical problem, minimum percentage of students who get uh, four toffees of different types. And of course, what we're going to look in the distribution out here is 310 we have. So let's say what we did is we gave three toffees to each of the student, right? So in total, we have distributed what 300 out here. So we have to distribute this entire toffees because that's a data which talks about. So 10 are left out. So we have to give this 10 to the uh, students. So let's say if I distribute again out here till 10. So I can say that minimum percentage who would be playing all the four games has to be 10%, right? So it's a wonderful way out. Probably, if you know this approach, you can answer such question with ease. So I hope everyone should know this method, right? So this is a wonderful method, I personally feel, in answering such questions. So in the CAT also, such question has been there, and I do solve with this method only. Let's move to the next question out here. So it's on geometry. So geometry, if you're targeting XAT, so make sure that you should look forward to uh, know the concepts. So over here, again, you can do mathematically out here. I'll show you the mathematical way out also, and two more ways where things would become easy for you, right? And if you've not seen such methods, in that case, one thing is very sure that you have not seen my part one of the series, and probably have not seen videos from my side, or maybe not being associated with me in the past, right? Otherwise, my students know this way out, and it makes very easy for everyone to answer a difficult problem like this also in the XAT paper. So this actual XAT question only. So they're saying the city has been in a as a park shaped in a right angle. Okay, so let me make a right angle for you. The length of the longest, so that is the hypotenuse they are talking about, correct? So let's say that is 80 given to us. Now they're saying that this is divided to construct three paths from the corner point opposite to the longest side, such that the three paths divide the longest side into four equal segments. Okay, so let me do it for everyone over here. So let's say A, B, C, we have D, E, F. So I'm taking the points D, E, F in such a way that the length AD, D, E, F, and F, we are equal, right? So what they are looking forward is, let's say I use another color out here. So they're talking about, let's say if I have this path CD, CE, CF, right? So now the question talks about that determine the sum of the squares of the length, right? So this is method number one. Mathematically, we are looking at, but do check out the video till the end. You would surely enjoy. And in this problem also, we're going to use two more methods, and that would be using the freedom method, and it's going to make so easy such a question that you would love it, right? And especially people who don't know maths, they would love it. Even I would say people who know maths, I also know maths, right? Should look forward to do the question in the way which I'm going to tell you, right? So what the problem talks about is CD square plus CE square plus CF square, right? Of course, you need to have some basics for sure. So remember, for any right angle triangle, okay? So this concept you should be aware of, right? So let's say if you have a right angle triangle, and let me pick up a midpoint over here. Okay, let's say point E. So one thing is very sure that if AE is equal to EB, and if we want to figure out the length C, so I can say that from C, we are drawing a line which is passing through the midpoint of the opposite side. So I can say that in the terminology of geometry, this is a median, right? So correct. So this length, if I look over here, so this would be nothing but, see, you can draw a circle passing through points A, C, and B. So AB would actually become the diameter, right? So angles in the semicircle are at 90 degree. So this would be your circumradius. This will be your circumradius. So this also has to be the circumradius. So can I say C would be nothing but AB by 2. So this is going to happen in a right angle triangle. So remember that from the vertex where you have 90 degree, if you draw a median, that length would be half of the hypotenuse. So you have to remember this concept for sure. So if you feel that without knowing anything, you go and write the XAT paper, and probably wanted to score in the Quant and the DI, then of course Quant requires concept, so it would be difficult for you to score out there. But yes, you can focus on the DI part in the last days, so that you can clear the cutoff, and even try to look something like direct, straightforward questions in the Quant, which you can do with ease, right? And if you know such kind of tricks, at least some basic maths, you can answer such question also, right? So hypotenuse by 2, right? Okay, one thing remember that this also at times people do forget. So when you have a right angle triangle, let's say, and from here I look at midpoint also, and it's perpendicular also. So remember, this is going to happen only when it's an isosceles right angle triangle, that is ACB we are talking about, which means that AC should be equal to BC. In that case, if you join the median from the vertex where you have the 90-degree, that median would also be the, of course, the altitude also, it becomes the perpendicular bisector as well, right? And if you look, it would be the angle bisector also. So remember this, uh, if I want both passing through midpoint and it should be perpendicular also. So in that case, the triangle ACB is an isosceles right angle triangle. Now, this concept we should know, then we can look forward to answer this question with ease. So can I say that my CE length would be nothing but AB by 2. What is AB out here? 80. 80 by 2 is what? 40, right? Okay. Now you can use the, of course, the Apollonius theorem out here. So this is what 40 we have, and this entire is 80. So this is 20. All are equal, right? 20, 20, and 20, right? So what you can do with the Apollonius theorem out here, let me write that away. So the first method is a bit lengthy method also, but uh, we have the two more approaches. Please do check out the video, right? So you would thoroughly enjoy in that case. So let's say you have something like this. Just one example of any triangle CDF we have, let's say. Not necessarily that angle C out here is some particular angle, so it could be any angle, right? I'm just drawing the median, right? So this is equal to this. So as per the Apollonius theorem, what do we get is CD square plus CF square is twice median square, that is your CE out here, plus twice half the third side square. So this is your Apollonius theorem. Maybe this could be handy somewhere else. But over here, we are going to look at some other approaches. So I'm not going to focus much on my method one, honestly. We could do this with ease with the other two methods. So once we know this, we can actually calculate this part. So what is C square? We already know that is C is 40, so 40 square. Now CD square plus CF square, right? So this portion, if I look, is what twice C square, which is what 40 square, plus twice half the third side. So DF half is 20. So 2 into 20 square. So let's calculate this. So this comes out to be what 3200 plus what 800. So what do I have is 4000. So don't mark 4000. That would be a good mistake. So 40 square also we need to add. So CD square plus CF square is 4000. And when you add 40 square to it, what do you get? 5600. So your answer is option third. So of course, solving in this way require geometry concepts for sure. But let's understand now the freedom approach, which I keep using in the geometry question. And over here also I'll show you, right? So we're done with the first method. Let's look at the second approach out here, and you should thoroughly enjoy the second and third one. So we already knew that median over here in the right angle triangle drawn from the vertex where it is 90-degree is half of the hypotenuse. So we already know that the length of CE was 40, right? So this is known to us. Now what we are going to do is, please understand. See, I would be using the freedom, and this is a wonderful method. You should know it. So see, the triangle ACB I can assume as what? Isosceles right angle triangle, okay? And I taught you just few minutes back that in a isosceles right angle triangle, when you look at joining the vertex C with the midpoint over here, this would be perpendicular as well. So this angle will come out to be in that case 90. So we just picked up a specific case, right? So it's something like the way we solved question number 6 in this part 2. So there were infinite solution, but we picked up a specific case and we answered right. So we're also what we are doing the same thing. We are picking up a specific case out here. So I wanted to find out what CD square, right? Plus CE square plus what? CF square, correct? So C square, we already know 40 square. Now CD square, you can use the Pythagoras. This is a right angle triangle. Look, CED. So CD square would be what? CE square. Again, that is 40 square, right? Plus DE square. Just listen what I'm trying to say. So that is 20 square. Same if I do it for CF square, it would be what in this triangle CEF. Again, CF square would be what? CE square, that is 40 square, plus EF square, that is 20 square. So this is what, if I calculate 2000, this is what 1600, this is what 2000. So what do I get? 5600. So you would have loved this approach, right? So we have used the freedom out here, right? Now I'm telling you the third approach that is awesome approach, but that may not click to each one of you. So let's understand the third approach. So that is also again a freedom, right? See, what I'm doing is I'm trying to bring this point A closer to C, right? So again, what I'm doing is, let's say I have a triangle like this, okay? Where A is much, much closer to the point C. So what I'm looking at a limiting case out here is, let's say A and C are almost the same point, right? So let's understand the way out. So quite interesting. So let's say if A and C are here, what do I have? AD. So AD and CD would become what? Same, that is 20, right? AE and CE would become same, that is what? CE will also be 40, right? And if you look AF, that was what? 60. So CA will also be 60 out here. And what was AB? That is 80. So CB will also be what? 80. So I'm just taking that A and C are, let's say, coinciding, right? So now you can get the answer straight away out here. What we wanted to find out is this, right? So what is CD square? That is 20 square, right? What is CE? That is what 40 square, which was there in the previous two solution also. CE was 40, right? Okay. So CA was what over here? In this case is 60 square. So what do I get? 1600 plus 400, 2000 plus 3600 would add up to what? 5600 again. So it's a wonderful way out. So both engineers and non-engineers should love this approach, right? So do follow us so that you don't miss out such important videos and such superb trick shortcuts. So if you really love such methods, please, it's a request, like, comment, and share also to these aspirants. Okay, let's come to another problem. So again, I'll say spend time with the problem and then you can look forward to look at the solution, right? So give a pause. And if you are interested in getting these PDFs, please join the CAT2IM information group so that you can get the XAT booster PDFs for free. You get the latest updates, latest information, and also you can get the free material for the other exams as well. So if you're targeting CAT 2026, let's say, and the other management interest test, so you should look forward to join the CAT2M information group. So I hope you have read the question by now. So there is one method. So I do teach that in my class, and a lot of students do tell me the wrong spelling also. So the spelling is ALLIGATI1. So a lot of people tell me the wrong spelling of this method. So it's a wonderful, magical method to solve such kind of questions. So just let's understand what it is, and we can make a shortcut also. So two solutions of alcohol and water with volume 12 liter and 36 liter have X and Y% of alcohol, right? So let me say there is a 12 liter out here of X% and there is a 36 liter out here. of y%. Okay, x not equal to y, they're saying equal volume. So let's say that is v. Okay, and that is a question also they're talking about. Of these two solutions are taken out and mixed with the other solution, resulting in the same percentage of alcohol in both the solution. So if you try do it with a basic approach, you would find it definitely difficult. So let me explain you allegation how we could think of, and we are going to make a shortcut also. So you would be able to answer next time with ease such a problem, right? Okay, so when you take out V volume from here, right? So this will also have what X% alcohol, right? And what is going to be left out over here is 12 minus V, correct? Same, you're taking out V from here. That's what they're saying equal, right? So that is important term over here. So what is left out is 36 minus V. So you know one thing that this V will have Y% and this remaining will also have Y% alcohol, right? Now what we are going to look at is that let's say uh, this V I mixed up with what? This 12 minus V, correct? And this V we are mixing up with 36 minus V. So you should know one thing that when you mix with 36 minus V, this V over here, this was having what Y% and this was having what X%, right? Now the resulting in the same percentage of alcohol, which we are not aware of, let's say the average is A%, right? So if you look over here, let me put this Y below. So Y% and this is what X% we have, and let's say the average is A%. So if I do the allegation, so you should know this method, right, for sure. So Y minus A, I'm going to write on the right hand side, and A minus X, I'm going to write on the left hand side. So this ratio should be nothing but the ratio of the volume which I have, right? Same when you actually mixed what? So what I was saying, same when you mixed this V, which has Y% with 12 minus V, which has what X%, and again the resulting in the same percentage, so should be also A%, right? So again, difference of this, I'm going to write over here. Difference of this, I'm going to write over here. Okay. And this was what V volume, and this was what 12 minus V. So this ratio, if I look, would be this ratio, right? So I know that this ratio and this ratio is same, right? So can I say that V upon 12 minus V will also be same as what? 36 minus V upon V. So what you actually able to figure out is that uh, 12 minus V, you can say V, and 36 minus V. This is nothing but in a geometric progression, right? So we'll make a trick also out here. So next time you don't have to do this much stuff. So you can use the options and try to see are you able to get a GP or not. So one way out is this, or let's make a shortcut out here. Let's say V is the volume you have, right, which you removed, right? Now these numbers are not known to us. Let's say this is A and this is B, right? So what do I have is A minus V. This is what B minus B upon V. So let's cross multiply. What do I get? V square. This is what A into B minus A plus B into V plus B. So you won't be getting a quadratic, right? So what do I get? V over here is nothing but A into B upon A plus B. So this is a trick shortcut where a lot of students do apply also. So what you could have done is straight away next time is in such a question 12 into 36 upon 12 plus 36. So that is the answer if I look forward to calculate. So this is what 48. So what do I get is 36 by 4, that is 9. So I told you this is going to be in a GP. I even told you this result also. So whatever way you want to apply, you can do it. Use options once you figure out it's a GP, or maybe you can use the direct shortcut also. So that's the answer is option D out here. I hope you would have loved the video by uh, watching it in detail, right? So that has to be there. Don't try to watch at 2x speed, right? Otherwise, you will find it difficult to understand. Now, I taught you the allegation. So I would again ask you to spend some time and then come back to see the solution, right? So it's no doubt a lengthy one if you read it, right? And if you try to do it with a basic approach, it may take some amount of time. So let's use again the allegation stuff in such kind of question, and you can expect such a question in the XAT paper, right? So they're saying Ram prepared 27 liters of 12%, right? Okay, and kept it in a 27-liter container, right? Just before the delivery, the customer has asked for about 27 liters of 21% alcohol, right? So he had 27 liters, but 12%, right? So what Ram is trying to do is he replaces a portion of this 12% by a 39% alcohol solution. So of course, see, remember one thing again, it is what 27 liters you have, right? 12% you have, and you remove something from it, right? And you replace with that same volume. That's what they are looking at, right? So if you look over here, this what we are replacing is with 39%, right? And this when you're going to remove, right, that has a 12%, right? So left out also, if I look 27 minus V, that will be having what 12%, right? Correct. So let's do one thing. Uh, you had 39, which you are mixing the higher value. You mixed with what? The 12 one, right? And you wanted what? 21. Higher, lower, average. So difference of this, I'm going to write over here 18. The difference of here, I'm going to write 9. So the ratio is 1 is to 2, right? Now you know that this is V volume and this is what? 27 minus V. So of course, as a ratio also you can put and you can get the answer, but I know the sum total of this is what? 27. So we have to divide into 1 is to 2 ratio. So 1/3 will be the value of V and 2/3 would be the value of 27 minus V. So that is what? 18, correct? So what we did is simple, 1 plus 2, let's add 3, unitary method I'm doing. So 3 is equivalent to 27. So 1 would be what? 9. So 2 would be 18. So how many liters of 12% solution is replaced? So that is the value of V they are talking about, which is again, you had the previous question also the answer 9. Over here also the answer is 9. Please join the CAT2 information group. Do visit our website also. And if you're targeting CAT 2026 and normaties, then look forward to join CAT2 and be the next achiever. So do subscribe the channel because we have done the first 10 questions over here. We'll come up with more parts in the XAT most expected QA questions, which can come in the XAT paper. Or you can also say XAT most important QA questions, which can be a part of the XAT paper, right? So please, it's a request, watch each and every video. 4 things you have to do: watch, like, comment, and share also with these ad displays. Thank you so much.